guys, good morning. So today for our video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over this worksheet, which is what you did yesterday. Now I know that you already did it yesterday. Don't worry, I'm not gonna make you do it again. We're gonna go over it together so that you understand how to read the map. Last week I talked to a lot of you, and some of you understood how to do it by yourself, and some of you wanted a little extra help. So this week we're gonna go over this one together, okay? So I'm gonna answer mine with markers and on this piece of paper so that you can see, but on your paper it's fine that you just did it on notebook paper. That's perfect. I just want you to be able to see the map and things. All right, so the first thing we need to do anytime we look at a map is we need to find the different parts of the map. So our legend is up here. So our legend, some maps call them a key, is gonna help us read the map. It's gonna help us understand things. So the next thing we need to do whenever we read a map is we need to find our compass. Now on this map, our compass is down here, but only part of it is filled out. We have the N for north, but we don't have any of the other directions. So I'm gonna fill in the other directions so that I know. On the bottom is the S for south. Here, the W for west, and the E for east. All right, now that we've filled in our map, we're gonna start reading the questions down here. Excuse me, green. All right, what is at the southwest corner of 3rd and Market? So southwest, I picked this one because we haven't really talked about southwest yet. That's a direction where it's going south and west. So southwest would be this way. In just a few minutes, we're gonna do a activity together that's gonna show you all of those different directions. So southwest is this way. So the southwest corner of 3rd and Market. So let's find 3rd Street. Right here it is. And let's find Market Street. It's here. So 3rd Street and Market Street meet here. So the southwest corner of 3rd and Market would be right here. So if we look, a museum is at the southwest corner of 3rd and Market. So that's how we're gonna go through and do all of these, okay? I'm gonna try and do them in different colors so when I'm marking on the map, it will be as hard to read. So the next one, what is at the northeast corner of 3rd and Center? So that we know that 3rd Street is here, Center Drive is over here. So if southwest is over here, where do you think northeast is? If you said that northeast is this way, you would be correct. So it's in between north and east. So if we look to see where these meet, they meet right here. And on the northeast corner, there's a little flag. Up here, the flag tells us it's the government center. So make sure that you're checking these with me as we go along so that you can see what you did right and what you did wrong. All right, the next one says, where is a good place to picnic? So this one, you could have a lot of answers. A good place to picnic usually is the park, though. So I would say a good place to picnic would be here. Or maybe over here. So you could have a lot of answers for this one. You could say at the park. You could say in between. Second and Third Street. I don't have any more room, but you could also say beside or south of Center Drive. You could say to the east of 2nd Street or to the west of 3rd Street. There are a lot of different answers you could have for this. So if your answer doesn't match mine for this, that's okay. There are lots of good places to have a picnic. So our next one, on what street does the train stop? So the first thing we have to do is find the railroad. So this is the railroad. And the station is where the train stops. So stations are where trains stop. So what street is the station on? Market Street. You could also say 1st Street. And between what streets? So the station is in between these two streets. So 1st and 2nd. So our next question asks us, what else is on Market Street? There are a lot of things on Market Street. There is the train station. There is the museum. There is a church. There is a police and fire station. And there is a community center. So I'm going to underline all the things I just circled. That's a lot of things. So let's list some of them. You could have all of them. You could have just a few of them. So the church, the station, the museum, the community center, and the police and fire station. So as long as you have some of those, you are correct. All right, the next one we need to do. The government center is on the blank corner of center and third. So let's find the government center. The government center is this little flag, so it's right here. So it's on the corner of Center Street and 3rd Street. What direction is this? If you can't remember or you're confused, look back at this question. It's on the northeast. I'm going to put an N and an E because there's not really enough room for northeast on this piece of paper. So it's on the northeast corner. If you said north or east, those are both right too. Because I know we haven't talked very good about northeast, southeast, those kinds of things yet. So the next one, the museum is on the blank corner of 3rd and Market. Let's use this color again. So let's look for 3rd and let's look for Market. So here's the museum on the corner. The museum has been circled a lot. So what direction is this? If you can't remember, look up here. This is why I picked this worksheet. It kind of helps you figure it out. The southwest corner. So I'm going to write SW because I don't have room for southwest. All right, and our last question. Where is the hospital? So the hospital is this H. So let's find that H. It's here. So if you were going to tell me where the hospital was, how would you tell me? This is another one where we might have different answers. I would tell you that it's on the corner of 3rd. You could also say it is on the, let's see, Center Drive and 3rd Street meet here. So this is a direction we haven't talked about yet. You could say that it's on the southeast corner of 3rd and Center. Oh, Center's not gonna fit there. Center. There we go. You could say that it's on the south side of Center Street or on the east side of 3rd Street. There are all kinds of things you can answer for where is the hospital. So I wanted to go over this with you guys so that you could see how I would answer this. Because I know that a lot of you were having trouble knowing if you were right, knowing if you were reading things correctly. So I wanted to go over some with you. Because we really need to understand maps before we move on to our next thing. So I know some of you are tired of doing maps. And I promise soon we will move on to something else. But we've got to make sure that we all get it first. Alright, so I'm going to pause the video really quickly. And then when we come back, we'll have a new piece of paper. And I want you to copy this with me, okay? So the next thing we're going to have, you're going to copy with me. So get out your notebook while I change the paper. Alright, so I'm going to post a picture of this on our class page so that you can see this exact same thing that I'm writing on, okay? So I am going to read this to you and I'm going to underline some stuff and help you know what you need to write down. So I want you to, at the top of your page, write intermediate points. So at the top of your piece of paper, write intermediate points. So I'm going to need you to pause the video after I read this to you and write this in your notebook, okay? You are familiar with the 4 cardinal points, but there are times when directions cannot be given using simply north, south, east, or west. You need to be able to show points that come between the 4 primary directions. Intermediate points give a map maker just such a tool. All right, so this is what we saw on that map that we did yesterday. This is why I had you do that map, because we saw that there were 3 different times when we needed directions, but we didn't really have those directions, did we? So this is the compass you're used to, right? So draw a compass with me. So you're used to this compass that has north, south, east, and west. That's the compass you are used to seeing and that you know about. So we're going to start using northwest for things that are in between west and north. Northeast for things that are in between north and east. Southeast for things that are between east and south. And southwest for things that are between south and west. So we're going to practice a little bit, because I know that this can either seem really simple and it's really easy to get and you understand it immediately, and that is awesome. But for some people, this doesn't seem super obvious and it's hard to understand, because this is a whole new direction you've never even heard of. So we're going to practice a little bit to help you. So before we practice, make sure that your notebook has this in it, okay? Remember, like I told you, I posted this for you to look at. So it should be with this video on your Google Classroom. So take a second, pause the video, and make sure that you have this written down. All right, now that you've done that, we're going to do this bottom part together. As you can see, the new direction words are made by combining the names of the cardinal points. So the cardinal points are just north, south, east, and west. So those are the cardinal points. So it says, using the cardinal and intermediate points, write the location of the numbers in the box on the left. So we're going to look at this compass and we're going to write all of the different directions. We're going to use different colors on this piece of paper to help you, because I know that it's easier sometimes to see if things are in different colors. So number 1 here, I'm going to start with number 1. What direction do you think this is? We know that this is south, and we know that this is east, so this one must be southeast. So number 2, what direction is this? This is a cardinal point. You should know this one. That's right, it's west. West. This is the direction we've been practicing. All right, our next one, 3. What do you think 3 is? If this direction is north, and this direction is east, this one must be north, east. Number 4. What do you think 4 is? If this one is west, this one is south, number 4 must be southwest. Number 5. I gave you the answer to number 5 in the last one. This is a cardinal point. What direction is this? South. All right, 6. 6 is another cardinal direction, one that we know. What direction is 6? North. Very good. Then 7. That's right, 7 is east, another cardinal point. All right, and our last one, number 8. 6 is north, 2 is west, 8 must be northwest. All right, make sure that you copy this down and ask me if you have any questions about it. We're gonna be using all of these in our next few assignments, so make sure that you practice them, okay? All right, make sure you copy these down, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.